So now it's time for Anna to shine, and I'm so thrilled to invite her as one of my new amazing agents of change. And Scheller, come on down. It's your time to shine. And we already know she's a trooper because she sat here not even knowing if her daughter was going to be okay. She could have easily chose to just go in her room and wait, right? And cry and scream. But this is just the type of person to show you are, and this is the type of leader all of us are looking for, because we all go through life stuff. We can't shut down, though. Okay? We can't shut down, because even though we're in a crisis, we still have to remember, you know, number one, being stuck in that crisis and going negative and crying and screaming and stuff. Sure, that's the first reaction, but then we got to what? Snap out of it. We got to what? Snap out of it so that we can move and open up the blessings that's there. So it's your time, Anna. Do your thing, child.
Thank you, thank you.
I am not wanting to trip over this cord. Like all my bones.
I'm not wanting you to trip over either.
Okay.
Well, before I get started, are you enjoying the seminar so far, the red carpet interview secrets? How many are enjoying themselves? Yes? Yes, yes. How many of you would say that your life is going to change dramatically when you leave this room today? How many of you will say that with me? Yes?
I do.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I am a sales trainer, and that's how Dell and I got roped together. By the way, for those of you who think we are married, we are not. we're just great friends. We work together under Eric Lofholm. And I'm going to kind of take a little bit of a twist on sales, if that's okay with everybody. We're going to talk about the power of silence and agreement. But I'm going to take you through an evolution of sales. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. We do an evolution of sales. So it starts when you're getting ready to hold that first baby. You're so excited, going to be a mommy, going to be a daddy. And you bring that screaming bundle home. Now, how does that screaming bundle let you know that they need something from you? They scream more, right? They want to get something to eat, they cry. They want to go to sleep, they cry. They want you to hold them, they cry. They want you to change their diaper, which that wasn't the fun part, they cry. But they evolve out of that. They begin to realize that after a while, mom and dad aren't going to want to keep hearing them cry. So it moves into, they get brothers and sisters. By the way, for those of you that seem to remember, mine have 7 to collude with in my house. And what they do is they're not very focused on what is of benefit to me, the person they're trying to get the favor out of. No, what they do is they find the baby. And those of you that would like to see a picture of my baby, I'll show you later. They get the baby, you know, the one that's close to mama's heart, the one that will sit and cuddle with mama, the one that mama goes, yeah, what do you want, sweetheart? And she goes, they send the baby out. And she goes, Mama, I love you. I love you too, sweetheart. Mama, can I get some ice cream? It's only 3 in the afternoon. But Mama, can I get some ice cream? Now I know this isn't good for her, but she just told me she loved me. And then I say, well, okay, baby. And she goes, now, Mama, can everybody else get some ice cream too? What is she doing? She's a natural salesperson. Mm-hmm. But the problem with that is that it grows into, Mama, can I borrow the car? Mama's gotten a little smarter. Mama says, did you get your homework done? I'll get it done, Mama. Good. Did you clean the pool? We have a pool. No, Mama, I'll do that tomorrow. Well, you know, did you wash the dishes for me like I told you to? Oh, yes, Mama, I did that. Now, they're all sitting in the dishwasher dirty, by the way. And then they're like, there's this negotiation going on. Well, Mama, if you let me borrow the car, I'll get you a Diet Dr. Pepper. Bingo! You can go, honey. but you got to bring me the Diet Dr. Pepper. What the evolution is that child has gone from crying, thinking only about themselves, to manipulating, using it, and I guess they're still manipulating when they're asking for the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sales has changed. You see, I get a lot of people that say, oh, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to learn that stuff. But the fact is, every single one of us in this room, whether you're a radio show host, a telesummit organizer, Raven the talk show maven, you are in sales. You're in sales. What I'm going to share with you is going to help you get the right focus for sales with the right power for sales. So I'm going to share with you a couple of stories. I hope that's okay. I'm going to share with you the story of a ex-baseball player and the lesson he teaches us. And I'm going to share with you the story of an improv actor and how that shows us about sales. And then I'll tie them together. There's a guy named Frank Betcher. And the reason he wrote a book is because he was a lousy baseball player. He was actually kicked off a baseball team because he was told he had no enthusiasm. But he learned a few things when he went into the life insurance industry, which he failed at miserably initially because he didn't know anything about sales. But he finally learned the magic art that is critical to sales. And Raven has talked to us about it probably once an hour, every hour since we've been here. So the story goes like this. He gets invited. Is there some kind of feedback going on? Okay. Oh, okay. I just don't want to create problems. So he is invited by a salesperson to meet the Philadelphia paper magnate. This guy had built a paper distribution business from scratch, and he was known for being a man of few words. So he and the sales guy, they get into the room with the sales magnate, and they're sitting there and they begin their sales presentation, right? Sit there and you do your talk, and they're 3 minutes into this when Frank Betcher realizes he doesn't see this guy's face. The guy's looking down, and his face is still down for the whole 3 minutes. He stops in mid-sentence.
Is the music coming in the room? Okay, I'll get it.
Oh, no worries. He stops in mid-sentence, and he sits there, and he just sits back. 1 minute goes by. The other salesperson is nervous. He starts to talk. Frank's wishing he could kick the table or kick the guy or something to shut him up. But he's able to signal the guy and get him to quiet down. Another minute goes by. Another minute goes by. Have you ever noticed that when you're waiting to talk, a minute can seem like an hour or a day, even a year? When Mr. O'Neill, that was his name, when he looked up, this is a man of few words. He started talking. He talked for 30 minutes about what was on his mind. Why did he start talking? There was room to talk.
Is the music still coming in?
He was given the space to think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I can't.
By pausing,
But
by
I do
listening.
know about the room.
What has Raven told us? She's told us to listen. She's told us to hear the other person. But sometimes we're so busy trying to sell our interview. We're so busy trying to get our mates to do what we want. We're so busy trying to make our kids clean their room that we're not leaving space for them to think. And the greatest gift we can give people is the gift of silence. I'm going to encourage you. When somebody's talking to you and you're just waiting for them to stop, anybody ever done that? Yeah, we all have. You can admit it, even if you don't want to raise your hands. You can admit it. You've done it. When they're taking a breath, count to 3. 1, 2, 3. That will give them the space to let you know if they're done or if they need to say more. The power of silence. That's the power that's going to help you not just make a sale. It's the power that's going to help you give value to other people and let them speak what's in their heart. Because you need to know what's in their heart in order to be able to show them how you can help them. And the final thing is a story about improv. My daughter, Sarah, is my oldest, 30 years old. They range from 30 to 15. My daughter, Sarah, is in an improv troupe. And she was coming home for my other daughter, Stephanie's wedding. And she was going to do an improv class for the children's troupe that has been started in my town. So I said, tell me a little bit about improv. And she goes, oh, Mom, do you know what the power of improv is? And I go, no, I thought you guys just got up there and kind of winged it all the way along. And she said, oh, no, improv is very deliberate. Yes, we start out with a scenario, but improv is about yes and. Yes and. So let's go on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise with Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk says, so put it up on the long-range scanner. And Mr. Spock says, sir, I've picked up something on the long-range scanner. Kirk says, well, what is it? Spock says, sir, looks like a big blue gumball. A big blue gumball? You gotta be kidding. No, sir, it's a big blue gumball. Well, tell me about that big blue gumball. Well, it's got an atmosphere around it. Might be worth checking out. Kirk has two choices. He can say, I think you're lying, and we're not going there. Or he can say, yes, and let's go investigate the big blue gumball. The point is that you can continue a conversation with somebody by agreeing with them. If they say the sky is purple, you can say yes, and I also see some beige in it. Or you can say, no, the sky is blue, and that ends the conversation. When you're talking to a client, when you're talking to somebody that you want to influence, agree with them. Move the conversation forward. It's an art, but you can't move the conversation forward and agree with them if you haven't listened. And you're going to have a hard time listening if you don't believe that you are in sales and able to influence people. So what I want you to walk away with today is, number one, agree that you are in sales. Everyone here is in sales. Listen to the people that you are with. Give them space to think. And then agree with them to move the conversation forward. I want to thank you. I want to thank Raven for giving me this opportunity to share.
Well, before you go down, because I know that you're just fabulous with this, this internet, the Twitter and the groups and stuff. Can you kind of just share, because I think it'd be really valuable with them, how they can, maybe 3 of your best tips on bringing in the social media to get those sales they need. Because most people's problem is their calendar is not full. And I know you know how to get out there and get people to at least, come to your calls and at least come over to your tribe, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And I think I definitely want you to share that along with it. But what she shared just now, the listening is so important, because I learned that in sales. I mean, they're giving us the clues. We're missing it for talking, so that's good. But if you could, you mind taking another 5 or 6 minutes and just covering that real quick? Anything you can in the social media that can help?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. So I became active on live stream, particularly Periscope and Blab, and they are both tied to Twitter. And so I began to make connections on Twitter. And the beauty of Twitter, so I'm just primarily going to talk about Twitter, mm-hmm. But the beauty of Twitter is it's only 140 characters, dear. 140 characters. You've got to get your message out very quickly in just 140 characters. So it's a beautiful way to drip your message. It's a great way to drip your message. Now, there are a number of tips and tricks. We've talked about engaging with the people that we want to get involved in our business. So you can actually go up on Twitter and you can do a search. And what I'm going to actually I'm thinking about doing, Raven, is I'm actually thinking about doing like a free seminar on how to effectively use Twitter in your interview business, because it's a very powerful, powerful medium. I stalk people. Ask my husband. He's my husband because I stalked him. But it's a 35-year marriage. I think it was worthwhile for stalking. But you want to be engaging those people in their social media. Mm-hmm. Things like liking their posts. Mm-hmm. You can create lists in Twitter. So I have a black belt selling list. Those are people that I want to get into my radio shows. So they're on my Twitter list, and I have like over 2,000 followers. I'm following over 2,000 people myself. So my Twitter feed is very, very full. If I want to see those people, those influencers, I will go to my list. And I can look at just those people's tweets in my list. Okay? And again, I'll be happy. Just make sure I get your information, and I'll let you guys know when I'm going to do the Twitter thing, and I'll of course let Raven know, and she can put it out to her list. So that's one way. The other thing is people want to see the human side of you. They don't want all business. So for example, I took a picture of me in the fedora, put it up on my Twitter feed. What do you guys think of the fedora? I'm getting ready to get my Emily Award. And I've gotten some feedback. So they want to see the human side of you. People love the fact that I have 7 kids. They love it so much. I get a lot of comments about my family. And the other thing, so you want to be involved with them. You want to comment on their stuff. So I'll tell you, somebody I really want to get on besides Tony Robbins is a guy named Tom Hopkins.
Oh, yeah, Tom. Mm-hmm.
Tom Hopkins. I'm going to get that big bad boy. Mm-hmm. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to start, I've already started to engage him on Twitter. Mm-hmm. I'm looking to engage him on LinkedIn as well. Again, it's just a matter of love that thought. Ask him a question. What do you recommend? This is great information. But you can't, don't do it like for 3 days in a row and then drop it. You've got to do this. You've got to drip through it. You've got to. You have to. Mm-hmm. There's things called Twitter parties, great place to meet people. I'm going to tell you, I have an entire fan base in Ireland right now because I joined the Irish Biz Party. There are people who are waiting for me to meet me in Dublin in October, all through a Twitter party. I can show you how to do that. There's so much on social media, and don't let it intimidate you. I did for a while. I joined Facebook to stalk my kids. I'm just going to be honest. 7 of them, I had a hard time tracking them across the country, so I needed to find out what was going on. That's how I ended up on Facebook. Now, Facebook is my tool to reach my audience. And so all of that works together. But I can definitely show you about Twitter. Actually, I probably should just do a radio show on Twitter too. But Twitter is a very powerful medium. And keep in mind, a lot of baby boomers are on Twitter. These are people that probably are looking for what you have to offer. And they're very likely to buy from you. That's the beautiful thing about Twitter, is those people are more likely to engage in a business relationship with you than on other platforms. So
Awesome.
there's just a lot
Yeah.
there.
Well, I wanted you guys to hear that part because she said, you know, I think that was her hidden secret sauce that we stumbled across. Sorry about walking out there. I went to go out there to tell them it was cold and forgot I had my mic on because it was real. I was looking at everybody like this, you know, and then you're like, music. And then Dana said, the music's coming from your mic. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, so anyway, did you guys enjoy that? Yeah. With a little bit of music. You brought music to the room. But, you know, so many times we have so many hidden secret sauces in us. And when she started telling me what she was doing with these Twitter groups and stuff, yeah. So actually, I will, you know, I've got a joint venture idea for both of us on that. So
awesome.
Hold off on that until we talk for our next session, okay? They don't see me. I'll be like, hold on. I got a bigger picture, bigger vision, okay? We get the names, okay? But you guys, isn't she great? Yeah. Another amazing agent of change. Tell them your show and when it comes on.
Sales Mastery, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. You want to not miss it.
On what station is that?
Oh my
on?
Goodness, did I forget?
Yes,
The
you did.
amazing Women of Power radio station with the amazing Raven Blair Glover.
Don't get it twisted. Thank you, baby. Good job.